Now, during this month of February, every day is special to us. And like we promised, we're going to make this season extra special just for you.
Wherever you're watching us from this morning, this is the very best thing happening on TV right now.
Yeah, we advise you to stick around
Yeah.
as we help to start your morning with the right type of energy and the right type of color. I've got red on this side
Woohoo!
with a
Thank
Versace
you.
belt.
Oh, you noticed.
Oh, yeah.
And
And
of
I've
course-
got a hot pink in the kitchen.
Yes, Sue. Hey.
Good morning.
You have to blow a kiss.
Yes, I had to.
You're offering up free kisses
Yes,
on.
It's Valentine's Day. It's
exactly.
Oh yeah, okay. So
It's
that's a
allowed.
good thing.
It's allowed. But today is the 12th, not the 14th.
Yes.
The 12th of February 2020. The air is filled with love. So you need to smile a little more, move your mindset into a very positive place. And you need to seize every opportunity that the world tosses at you.
Yeah, now you might just get lucky. The love of your life may be around, within reach.
Amen.
I think that you've been praying about 2020 is about to happen because God is about to move.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
You went there.
Oh,
sorry.
No. Oh, no.
My name is Yomi Owokwe.
And I'm Titila Oyiso. We have to move along with the show, and hopefully you will move along with us, stream with us live at tvcentertainment.tv and of course on Facebook at TVC Connect.
Yeah, you can send in your comments across our social media platforms. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Now, if you haven't downloaded the app yet, I'm confused. I don't understand. Why? Are you all right? Are you feeling okay? Download it for Android or iOS. Go online, get this app onto your mobile devices, and you can watch this great show and so many other great TVC shows from anywhere in the world.
All right, so we're kicking things off, celebrating our viewers and their loved ones.
For musical performance today, we have a singer and rapper, Dan X.
And with a second musical performance this morning, we have Emmanuel Gerald, aka Flamoski.
And on relationships this morning, we'll be treating something quite interesting. I have a question for you. Whose job description is it to give gifts on Valentine's Day or even at any other point with Aremu Uluwatobi today?
On health, Dr. Lawson is back this week to talk again about bone health. This time our focus will be on kids again and their bones.
For home makeover this morning, we'll be giving out useful tips on how to transform that space into what you want. We have Mestura Shitu coming into the building. And after that, you need to join us as we take a trip
to the Obudu Plateau in Cross River State.
Then finally, we'll be joined by multidisciplined filmmaker, writer, and video artist, Akinola Ogumade Davis.
Drink yourself where you don't.
Yeah.
Wednesday, 2 days to Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Whose job is it to give Valentine's? From the Deacon perspective.
Look, on any occasion, whether it's Christmas, Easter, anything that is a general celebration, I think everybody should give gifts if they can.
Yeah.
If they can. If you can't, or if it's not a tradition in your family, that's a different thing.
Okay.
If it's a tradition in your family, I think everybody
So it's
should.
an exchange of gifts to you. It's not just,
One person giving. So what if you give and you don't receive?
Oh, no,
Would
that's...
you collect it back?
No, that's also fine. So you can give and not really expect anything in return because that's the meaning of giving,
Yeah.
right? So
Okay.
So
that's my own thinking. Like,
So, but people that, Titi, what do you think about people who keep saying, oh, this I don't celebrate Valentine, I don't do Valentine? Do you
Yeah.
think they're entitled to that opinion?
So, everybody is well within their rights to say anything. There is that whole school of thought that it's just a marketing scheme. Companies, businesses are just using that particular day to make money from everyone, using people's emotions against them and all that. So some people think like that, and it's logical, actually. When you think about how much money is spent on those days on restaurants, food, drinks, gifts that you probably use like once or twice, or you consume in 24 hours and it's gone. So some people think that way.
But one of the things that I also say about like festive occasions, because this is a bit festive, is always be thankful. So no matter what you get, because sometimes people are expecting something and then they get something else, and then their thanks are not that deep.
Oh,
So
wow.
you shouldn't be
So,
thankful if you don't even get
Always
anything.
always be thankful. You know how in Yoruba, there's a Yoruba saying that if you thank someone for yesterday's blessing, then you're positioning yourself for more in the future.
Oh, wow. True.
But if your thank you is wishy-washy, or you didn't even come back to say thank you,
Yeah.
like I can give you something now and you say, oh, thanks, Yomi, and then you don't thank me again.
Why do I have to thank you again?
I
I have thanked you already.
So the second thank you then shows gratitude.
No, it just
the
shows-
first thank you is for others. Like if I give you something now and you say thank you,
It's for everybody watching.
right? But later on, if you then send me a text message
I
and you
argue
say,
that second thank you a lot.
no, the second
I
thank
argue
you,
it a
the second
lot.
thank you is deeper. So you send me a text message later on and you say, oh wow, thanks so much for that gift.
Okay.
I really appreciate.
I get it,
I would
yeah.
not forget that second one.
But you know
but
the
I'll forget the first one.
Why would you
But
forget
so,
the first
so
one?
why does there have to be
Two.
two?
Do you get
Two.
Like I
Why
had
does
an
there have to be
argument
two
with
thank
someone
yous?
that
So the 10
So
lepers.
why not just ignore the one in front?
Okay, so
Just do the text message
Well,
one.
so let's.
You get-
I didn't want to quote the Bible, but you know.
all right,
the
so the
10
Bible-
lepers, right? Okay, so Jesus healed all of them, right? And everybody's, oh, thank you, sir, thank you, sir, thank you, sir, right? And they all left, and then one guy comes back and
Yeah.
he says, thank you,
Man.
like a deeper kind of thank you. That man, I just saw that my skin is fresh.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. You
no,
know, so
but
that's
I,
deeper.
but
That's
the
the
10 lepers, he
deeper
said,
one.
go and show yourself to the priest. It was en route where the priest was that he saw he was healed and he came.
You know
back.
what? You know what? We're
That's
going
why
a
he
bit
said-
too deep in here. This is a conversation that cannot end
Say one
here.
thank you.
But
One
we'd
thank
love
you.
to know your opinion. Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on
Go
TVC.
back and say thank
One
you.
thank you is okay.
Yeah.
Don't do eye service.
Wow. We have the news update on standby with Ibrahim.
I've always said it that Yomi is not a Nigerian. A Nigerian will tell you, you are doing it's just overdue. One thank you is fine.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll start the news this hour in Edo State, where the police confirmed the bomb explosion at the residence of the factional secretary of the All Progressives Congress, Lawrence Oka, in Benin City. The command says it will do all it can to arrest the perpetrators, urging residents of the state to remain calm, that operatives unraveled the motives. This is the second explosion, along with several alleged attacks on some members and chieftains of the party in Edo State in 3 weeks. Some chieftains of the APC have condemned the act and appealed to security agencies to end incessant attacks on members of the party.
Boom! I used my intercom to call my sister. What's going on? They said it looked like a bomb. So they went around. You have seen for yourself. The log I had, the one they threw to my bedroom, did not deteriorate. That one was still just hanging. That's what the anti-bomb was.
There were gas cylinders nearby. Again, if not for the grace of God, the entire building, the people living here would have passed away. His mother lives here. His children live here. So if they have been killed, we have been talking peace to our people. If the police cannot arrest them, we can arrest them. You know, so they need to be very careful, and this must stop.
The investigation is ongoing. We appeal to people to stop this dastardly act, this act of wickedness to mankind, that anybody caught, the command will not spare.
The Western Nigeria Security Network, codenamed Operation Amotekun, is getting set to be established as Governor Kayode Fayemi has received a draft copy of the proposed bill. After receiving the document in Ado-Ekiti, Governor Fayemi reiterated that the outfit is designed to protect natives and residents of the 6 states in the southwest. He further disclosed that governors of those states would assent to the bill simultaneously on Friday.
It is going to talk about ensuring that our highways are free of banditry, of armed robbery, of kidnapping, of all forms of brigandage and criminality in our states.
And Ondo State government has put measures in place to prevent influx of commercial motorcyclists in this state. The Senior Special Assistant to the State Governor on Special Duties, Doyin Odebo-Ale, says only motorcyclists who took part in the registration conducted by the state will be allowed to operate Ayodeji Moradeyo has more in this report.
2019, Ondo State Government carried out a registration exercise for private and commercial motorcyclists in 6 local council areas. The step was taken to curb and control the use of motorcycles for criminal activities. At the end of the exercise, government banned commercial motorcycle operators who did not participate in the exercise from working in the state. At this news conference, government says the ban is still in place.
Whoever is riding Okada,
Donyo Debowale is a senior special assistant to the state governor on special duties. He said the warning is to assist government to prevent indiscriminate influx of motorcyclists into the state.
Anybody who is in possession of a motorcycle that is unregistered should leave Odigbo local government, should leave Ondo State. We will not tolerate it. We will not tolerate it. Ore, Showboy, Oniparaga, Ofosu, Ajebandel, all of these axes, don't hide under the guise that you are working on the farm, that you are going to pick somebody. If we pick you, you will regret.
He explained that anyone who did not partake in the last registration exercise will not be allowed to operate in the state.
We are not going to register any new person for now until we are sure of those who are in our midst. So I want to repeat, any unregistered Okada, motorcycle or tricycle in Ondo State will be confiscated, and whoever is found with it will be arrested.
The state government insists that any motorcyclist that flouts the directive will be charged to court to serve as deterrent to others. Ayodeji Moradeyo, TVC News, Akure.
The World Health Organization has announced an official name for the infection, and it is COVID-19, being as it was discovered in the year 2019. According to the Director General Tedros Ghebreyesus, the agency was careful in finding a name without stigma. Meanwhile, China has reported 108 new deaths, which brings the death toll to 1,018. Health officials say nearly 4,000 infected patients have been successfully cured and discharged from hospital. That's it on the news update for this hour. Let's take a look at what the weather will look like today.
Today's Wednesday, February 12, 2020, and we're starting with The Guardian.
Yes, The Guardian newspaper has this headline. It says here, Presidency, Kuka clash over Buhari's undeclared assets. Bishop accuses president of clannishness, divisiveness, right? It also says here, says no sane citizen ready to die for rudderless Nigeria. I escaped assassination attempts as EFCC chair, says Waziri. Yeah, apart from that tongue twister there, it's an interesting story that starts on the cover and wraps up on page 6. Senate threatens to sack evasive MDA's heads, rejects defense by proxy. PDP protests petitions UN, EU, France over alleged dictatorship in Nigeria. Senate decries 48 deaths on Kaduna-Kano Highway, summons contractor. And I'll wrap with this one. At the bottom, it says, Obaseki, Izeyamu, others trade blame over fresh bomb attack. That's what we have on the cover of The Guardian.
We've got the Vanguard here. Yeah, the headline, outrage trails killing of baby, Unimade student, 28 others. Anger as death toll climbs to 50. Wow. Ondo deserted 24 hours after. An attack could have been avoided, Zulum says. And the military must compensate families of Borno carnage, Bolori says. And finally, Buhari's insensitive response, Bishop Kuka. Dangote retains slot as Africa's richest. That story is on page 19. And State of the Nation, we can't afford another civil war. Christian elders warn. A Transcorp Group announces new board appointments. And the federal government set for $3.3 billion Eurobond borrowing. Corruption deep-rooted in Nigeria before my coming, Buhari said. And up here, Oshomole Obaseki fight as explosion rocks Edo. And that's what we have on the cover of the Vanguard. I think we have time for the Sun as well.
Yes, we do. It says here, bomb rocks Edo APC secretary's residence. Hold Obaseki responsible, says Oka. Izeyamu Oshomole cohort's mastermind of political violence, says governor. It also says here, Transcorp announces new GCEO, appoints executive and non-executive board. Page 38 has more on that. Just beside the masthead there, it says, Buhari, I will defeat terrorism. Nigeria now like a stranded ship, says Kuka. It also has a photo story here with the former head of state, General Yakubu Gowon there, as well as the former Secretary General Commonwealth, Chief Emeka Onyoku, on the left there, at a book launch yesterday in Abuja. The book is called One Step Ahead. I'll be reading this one next. It says here, federal government, U.S. signed $1.1 million grant for electricity development. And finally, Fayemi approves 6 months maternity leave for Ekiti workers. That's an interesting one. That's what we have on the cover of the Daily Sun.
All right, we're going to take a quick break now and be back with traffic in Lagos.
Welcome back. Now, we are about to give tips on the best routes to help you get to your destination faster this morning. As always, we encourage that you help other road users by dropping relevant traffic situation reports on all our social media pages using the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria. So this morning, I'm going to be starting our routes from Festac to CMS. Yay! Okay, so if you're at Festac now, it will take you approximately 47 minutes to get to CMS Central Park. I think that's kind of good for this morning. So we're starting our journey from Road 22. Now from Road 22, we have free-flowing traffic all the way through Festac Post Office, the MRS filling station, all the restaurants on the road, all the way through to 2nd Avenue. It's free-flowing. Now, all through 2nd Avenue, we have free-flowing traffic. If you are around the Amur or Dauphin axis, you might want to connect to 2nd Avenue because if you want to go through inside that route, there's thick traffic at that point. But from what I'm seeing here on 2nd Avenue, there's no traffic. But now when you get close to the police station area E, there's thick traffic at that point. That's around Road 203. I don't know what's causing the traffic, but just shortly after that, close to the Dominion City Church, from that point forward, there's free-flowing traffic. Now, when you want to connect to 1st Avenue, there's a slight traffic at that point because there's a transport company that is clearly situated at that point. Now, when you go shortly after that, you have free-flowing traffic all the way through New Bridge, Festac Link Bridge. You have free-flowing traffic, thankfully. But when you're also trying to connect back now through Razak, the Festac access road that we have the Rabiu Babatunde, there's a connection at that point. There is traffic at that point. So if you're around the axis, good thing for you. Just shortly after that is free through Apple Estate, through to, I'm just trying to get what area, what axis this traffic. Okay, good. The Jakonde Estate, if you stay around Jakonde Estate, bus stop, there's traffic at that point. But immediately after that, when you connect to Apapa Oshodi Expressway, thankfully it is free at this time. So if you're around Apapa Oshodi Expressway, you're going to have free-flowing traffic. There's no one stopping you. Nothing is breaking down at this point. But if anything is happening where you are, if you're around the axis, let me know. All through to Lagos Badagry Expressway, free-flowing pockets of traffic, not like it's completely free. There are pockets of traffic if you connect from Cemetery Road. There's slight traffic. So every time there's like a connection, there's traffic at that point because people don't want to slow down for the next person. But hey, be the good citizens, slow down unless someone enters. So we have, from here, I can really see free flowing through all through till you get to the Isheri or Lofin roundabout. And that's around Orile Igomu. Now, at that point, there's thick traffic. I don't know what exactly is causing it, but I can see thick traffic all through. But it frees up at some point, but it gets thicker again up until you get to the Apapa Road. It begins to ease up a bit, but it shows that all through Apapa Road to Ijora Motor Park, there's traffic here and there. All through till you get to the UBA house, that UBA point that is quite popular. Now there's slight traffic, but immediately afterwards, it gets better to Marina Road and you can find your way from there. I hope I've been able to make your journey a bit easier. Now, while I find other routes, let's have Mike, Titi, and Yomi help us with what they have from Twitter.
Yeah, thanks, Tokwe. I've got a few, one major update here from Lagos, a traffic butter. It says avoid Lagos traffic. And it's a standstill on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. That's entering into Lagos. It's a standstill. It says avoid by all means necessary. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on there. But that's the major road that enters into Lagos right now. I can see, and I can verify that because I just went on the map. And even before Ibafo, there's something happening. Probably a trailer has broken down. You know, there's only a single lane now. But right now, coming into Lagos, before you even get to Bega, it's a standstill.
There's some videos I'm just seeing online now.
Okay, you're seeing?
Wish I could let you say, but like this is 9 p.m. Lekki kind of traffic.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That red light and no movement kind of traffic. It's
So there's no movement right now.
There's even
coming
a tweet.
into Lagos. Yeah.
So this tweet says, "What is this madness along Lagos-Ibadan Expressway? If you're going into Lagos, just stay back at home. There's no way you can get."
And that was at 6:07 a.m. Just
what's causing it?
Already 6 a.m.
Yeah.
As in, this was happening already at 6 a.m. So
it's all yours.
Yep.
Thank you very much, my people. So if you're going to be traveling from Aja to Bonny Cantonment, which, as Titi has acclaimed, is the last VI bus stop, you should take you just an hour and 29 minutes. You might experience traffic, but I'm sure you get to your destination in good time. So I'm going to be joining Titi, Mike, and Yomi for Coffee Gist this morning.
All right.
So people, so before we, just something very short on a sad note. The seminarian that was killed had the funeral service yesterday, and it was a very emotional. Bishop Kuka made a very emotional speech. But one of the things that he said, which I thought was significant, was that for the first time, that even though priests have been killed before and all of that, at this time around, when this seminarian was killed, there was a candlelighting on his behalf. All over the world, more than 10 countries, people were lighting candles. In Germany alone, almost 4,000 people lit candles. The people were lighting candles in faraway places as Afghanistan, and just showed that the young boy in his first year as a seminarian was very special. So our heart goes out to the family and condolences to everybody who was involved. I just thought to mention that.
Yeah, it was quite emotional, and even in the papers, you could see all the headlines, and you could feel the passion behind it. But it's all about love right now. Love is being shown around the world, and it is of course the season of love.
Yeah.
And I think we should mention that Valentine's Day, of course, being on Friday, we still have quite a lot of plans for you.
And Titi's wearing her third red dress.
Yes, my third red dress. Yes, thank you.
Are you going to finish this week? Can you finish? Can you make it?
It's been hard. It's not been easy. But I wore a red dress on Monday.
Yeah.
Red dress on Tuesday, and today's Wednesday. So maybe I'll switch it up tomorrow. Maybe I won't wear a dress. Maybe I'll wear something else.
In my assembly, we don't used to celebrate Valentine's.
Really?
Where's your assembly?
My local assembly.
Local assembly.
So my local assembly, we didn't used to. Valentine.
Mike, just say you don't want to spend money.
Yeah.
Who said you have to spend money on Valentine?
So we were on Instagram Live yesterday trying to help Mike's
Mike,
ministry.
we're trying to get Mike a girlfriend.
Yes, so
Was it working?
There were ladies, shooting shots.
Oh, are you serious? On Instagram?
Sorry?
We're going to be online on Instagram again after the show. And for those of you who would like to shoot your shots.
To who?
Mike.
To Mike.
Yes.
Like he's a fine man.
So why isn't anybody shooting?
Why people like deceiving our viewers? You don't deceive. You don't deceive viewers. Don't mind both of them.
Mike is taken.
Seriously, don't mind both of them.
Take it to where?
Mike is not single.
Don't mind both of them. Single, taking what's anybody's business. Some people are married and they are still single.
Are you sure about that?
You heard that there's a series, Married but Living Single? I don't know if you've ever heard about it.
It's not a movie.
There's a movie, there's series, there's a messages, Married but Living Single. So it's not by the ring, there are many things happening. So just hope that, calm down now, just hope that your boo is really your boo.
I mean, so
Or
Friday,
your loved one is your loved one. Yeah, there's that.
Friday is the day you find out.
No, it's not the
If
day.
your boo
It's
tells
your
you
boo.
he's
It's
traveling,
your boo.
my dear sister, you are a side chick. Not to worry. Saturday will be your day. You get to have your Valentine's Day on Saturday. So if you get your gifts on Saturday, just silently accept your position.
Yes.
And make sure you say the second thank you. Two thank you.
Oh, please.
There's nothing wrong
Imagine
with
that.
being a side chick.
Well, the Oscars happened over the weekend.
nothing wrong.
The 2020 Oscars, it took place in L.A. At the Dolby Theatre on Sunday. And it recorded its lowest views in history.
Wow.
Now, it's interesting. It's very prestigious awards. And so many awards were given out.
Parasite.
Yeah.
The South Korean film
Joaquin.
won 4 Oscars, including the biggest prize, Best Picture. It became the first foreign language film to claim the award, and the first South Korean film to win any Oscar ever.
Without you, our Korean film audience, we are not here. Thank you very much.
Parasite, a dark comedic thriller about social classes, also took home Best International Film, Best Director for Bong Joon-ho, and Best Original Screenplay for Bong and Han Jin-won.
국가를 대표해서 시나리오를 쓰는 건 아닌데.
Writing a script is always such a lonely process. We never write to represent our countries.
But this is very first Oscar to South Korea. Thank you.
Joaquin Phoenix won Best Actor for his role in Joker, his first Academy Award.
God, I'm full of so much gratitude right now.
He spoke passionately about injustice against people of all kinds, animal rights, and about our disconnect with the, quote, natural world.
I've been thinking a lot about some of the distressing issues that we are facing collectively. And I think at times we feel or we're made to feel.
Yeah, he was really emotional.
His speech was really deep.
Yeah, deep.
So Ricky Gervais said something at Golden Globes, right? When he was at the Golden Globes, he said, look, we don't have time. I'll talk about Ricky Gervais's,
No time.
Ricky Gervais's barb at them when they were,
We have quite a lot.
Don't use your award speech.
Simple and go all you want to now. Some people don't know such about. Focus on entertainment. You're not there. Go and go into politics.
You know what? Mike wants to go on a journey into that topic, but we'll be doing that maybe in our next conversation.
No, please.
We have to take a quick break. We'll be back after this.
Yes, indeed. I've got here Flamoski, the one and only. How you doing, man? Good to have you join us on the show. This guy, his name is Emmanuel Gerald, but we call him Flamoski. He's going to tell us why his name is Flamoski. But he's a fast-rising artist from Kano State, all the way from Kano. And his hit single, Ole, is currently making waves in radio stations in the city of Lagos. And that's what he's going to be doing for us this morning. Ole.
Thank you so much.
Wow. Good to have you join us all the way from Kano. Do you speak Hausa?
A little bit.
A little bit. So you represent Kano.
Yeah.
All right. How's Kano these days?
Lagos as well.
And Lagos as well. So now, so your new single is out.
Yeah.
And you must have put in a lot of work in this. Coming all the way to Lagos is not that easy. It's expensive. But tell us how that journey has been for you.
Man, coming to Lagos has been. It's one of the best. It has always been my dream. Like my dream, I always think about coming to Lagos, because that is where audio artists stay.
Yeah.
A-list artists, you always meet celebrities who want to also listen to your songs, who want to help you out.
That's where you can push your craft.
Yeah, and that's where you can also meet sponsors too. People who want to make you to the limelight. So.
All right. So let's do it. It's Wednesday morning, and Flamoski is going to be doing a special song for us called Ole.
Yeah.
This is the season of love, and the beautiful thing about happiness is that it's the one thing everyone has access to.
Yes, indeed. All you have to do is flip the switch and make up your mind to be happy, wherever you've gone.
Yeah, of course.
If happiness was just about flipping a switch, though.
No, you can flip your mindset about what you have. Some people are just not grateful enough to see that what they have is like gold.
People find happiness in different things.
Yeah.
There's people that, you know, puff.
Wow.
And get some happiness.
What,
some
Mr.
drink something. And
Pastor Wokwe, what
bring
just
some
happened?
happiness. I'm saying that, yeah, but most things where you get happiness are temporary. So
true.
they don't bring lasting.
You're probably wondering where you are. This is the second hour of Wake Up Nigeria. If you're just joining us, we still have quite a bit to come. And of course, it'll be coming up very, very shortly.
Yeah, now if you have sent in your name, location, age, picture, and have mentioned 3 love totem symbols shared here on the show, we're going to be picking one of you or 2 of you for a blind date experience here on the show. You can meet that special person.
And of course, staying with us till the end of the show is very, very important to get all the information you need. My name is Titilayo Oniso.
And I'm Yomi Ope. 1 hour, 45 minutes to go on the show. Remember that we are streaming live right now, tvcentertainment.tv, and on Facebook at TVC Connect.
Send in those comments as soon as you can across all the social media platforms. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC to make it happen.
We also have an app available for you for download, both on the Android and iOS store. And this app allows you to watch us from anywhere in the world.
So, Wednesday editions are always great, and this Wednesday we have an amazing chef. Tokwe is standing by with the chef.
I have Chef Yabez with me this morning, and he's going to be making waffles.
Waffles.
Yes.
Waffles.
I have never made waffles, so even though Yomi is in the kitchen, I'm super excited to see how this turns out.
I love his chef whites.
I'm going to cordon off.
With the Ghanaian touch right there, Chef Yabez. Loving it, loving it.
I'm going to cordon off that kitchen area.
Oh my days.
Block all of you out while we're
Chef
making
Yabez, you have an apron for your mean that's in fabric. I don't know. You just
that's in fabric.
No. I don't have an apron for it.
We don't know what to give
He
him.
didn't bring one along.
He didn't bring one.
But we'll see how it goes. Chef Yabez, welcome to the show. And coming up very shortly, we have a second performance, and this one is from Danex.
Please, I need you back. There's somebody to love.
On relationship today, we'll be treating something very interesting. Whose job description is it to give gifts on Valentine's Day and around the different days of the year? Should we say different seasons?
On health today, Dr. Lawson is going to be joining us and continuing that discussion, talking about kids and their bones.
For Home Makeover this morning, we'll be giving out tips on the best way to transform that space into what you want. Mestura Shitu will be here talking to us about this.
Joining us after that is we have a tour around the world, 180 seconds. This time, coming back home to Nigeria, to the Obudu Plateau in Cross River State.
And finally, we'll be joined by multidisciplined filmmaker, writer, and video artist, Akinola Ogumade Davis.
Family, it is well with the works of your hand. It is well with everything concerning you. In the name of Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I used to live in a community like that. That was a playground. Like, oh, goodness me. So, just give me a flashback. Sorry. I am kind of happy that there's so many discussions around Valentine's happening this week, especially online. The discussions happening are not really just, so what are you buying? What are you? People are trying to find other ways to show love.
I'd take that day off.
Really? What?
So that I wouldn't have to move around the traffic as usually on Val's Day.
There was this day, I think that was in Port Harcourt, and there was this fast food. as in there was a queue up onto the road.
Are you trying to tell me that I'm hungry? I don't get that whole fast food thing of
Take her out to
eat.
Okay, so
Yeah,
like
no,
it was so now this is.
But
Although we have more places now.
So I'm switching
but
it up
then,
though.
But then
Oh,
you
wait,
know that.
hold up. What are you doing, Titi?
I'm bringing out my grill, charcoal.
Okay.
And I'm buying fish.
Ooh.
And yam and chips, and we're gonna be
Is it
grilling.
Easter?
We're gonna be grilling. So we're gonna be grilling at home. You know why? The last time we tried to go out, traffic hooked us.
Oh, yeah,
We ended
you're
up
just
turning
gonna-
back, and we're now hungry.
It's pointless. It's
So-
completely pointless trying.
Yeah. So
unless
we're
you're
staying
staying
home.
where you're eating.
Don't
So
even bother.
I've already have us. I'm visiting this Valentine now.
No,
Let us
just
agree.
the grill is already. I've already polished it now. It's ready.
We know where we're going.
Valentine set.
Mike,
It has
we
said.
shall meet
Don't worry,
there.
you people just contribute to 2K, 2K. Let's go.
You just said everything is set.
2K.
I'll
you just said
stay in my
everything is
house,
set,
don't worry.
even though you're just going to end up doing a lot of
Cleaning
afterwards. But yeah.
Ibrahim is invited as well if he wants to come.
Thank you, Titi. I was just going to ask whether I have an invite. Since you invited me, I'll definitely come.
Yes, you're welcome.
Police has confirmed the bomb explosion at the residence of the factional secretary of the All Progressives Congress, Lawrence Oka, in Benin City. The command says it will do all it can to arrest the perpetrators, urging residents of the state to remain calm while operatives unravel their motives. This is the second explosion along with several alleged attacks on some members and chieftains of the party in Edo State in 3 weeks. Some chieftains of the APC have condemned the act and appealed to security agencies to end the incessant attacks on members of the party.
When I hear a serious bang, boom! I use my intercom to call my sister. So what's going on? They say it looked like a bomb. So they went around. You have seen for yourself. The log I had, the one they threw to my bedroom, did not deteriorate. That one was still just hanging. That's what the anti-bomb has come to.
There were gas cylinders nearby. Again, if not for the grace of God, the entire building, the people living here would have passed away. His mother lives here. His children live here. So if they have been killed, we have been talking peace to our people. If the police cannot arrest them, we can arrest them. You know, so they need to be very careful, and this must stop.
The investigation is ongoing. We appeal to people to stop this dastardly act, this act of wickedness to mankind, that anybody caught, the command will not spare.
The Western Nigeria Security Network, codenamed Operation Amotekun, is getting set to be established as Governor Kayode Fayemi has received a draft copy of the proposed bill. After receiving a document in Ado-Ekiti, Governor Fayemi reiterated that the outfit is designed to protect natives and residents of the 6 states in the southwest. It further disclosed that governors of those states would assent to the bill simultaneously on Friday.
It is going to talk about ensuring that our highways are free of banditry, of armed robbery, of kidnapping, of all forms of brigandage and criminality in our states.
The World Health Organization has announced an official name for the infection, and it is COVID-19, being as it was discovered in the year 2019. According to Director General Tedros Ghebreyesus, the agency was careful in finding a name without stigma. Meanwhile, China has reported 108 new deaths, which brings the death toll to 1,018. Health officials say nearly 4,000 infected patients have been successfully cured and discharged from hospital. Bernie Sanders has won the New Hampshire Democratic primary contest. It took a tight victory over former Mayor Pete Buttigieg, who offered a different democratic vision in the race to take on President Trump in November. Mr. Sanders declared the night the beginning of the end of Mr. Trump. The race moves next to the Nevada caucuses on February the 22nd. Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren and former Vice President Joe Biden finished in 4th and 5th places. Technology entrepreneur Andrew Yang and Colorado Senator Michael Bennet both dropped out of the race. And that's the news update for this hour. Bye now.
We are back in the kitchen. Something very special is happening with Chef Yabez. Good to have you join us. I'm liking your outfit. I don't know why you didn't bring one for me, but it's okay. We have something special that we're making today, and it's waffles,
yes,
right? And we're going to be teaching you a step-by-step process of making the perfect waffles in your home any day, any single day, every morning. Now, talk to us about what we have here, the ingredients that we need for the perfect waffles.
Okay, to make the perfect waffle, we need to get our flour.
Flour, so that's flour over here.
The flour over here.
Right.
Butter.
Butter.
Egg.
Eggs.
We have our baking powder.
Baking powder.
Salt.
Salt.
Sugar.
Sugar.
Milk.
And milk. Yeah. So it looks like almost the same ingredients for like regular pancakes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But there's a special way that you put together the waffles.
Yeah, there's a special way.
Okay, so this is very good. I'm excited about it. Now, so is this the waffles machine?
Yeah, this is the waffle machine.
Okay, so why do we then need a frying pan?
Of the frying pan, we are going to use the frying pan to warm the milk.
Oh, so warm up the milk a little bit first before. Nice. Yeah. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Okay. What do we have in here, though?
This is our vanilla extra.
Okay, vanilla extract. Yeah. Okay, very nice, very nice, very nice. So I like it. I like it. So where are we starting from? We're starting with the flour.
We started with our flour.
Okay.
Let us measure our flour.
So we're going to measure the flour first and foremost, to make sure that we have
the normal measurement.
The normal measurement for it. So these are like measurement spoons. Okay, measurement spoons. So you can have measurement spoons. You can get them from anywhere. I'm sure, like in the market or in
any shop.
Any shops. Okay, so what's the measurement that we're going to be using for this morning?
This morning we are about to use 2 cups.
Okay, just 2 cups.
Yeah, 2 cups of flour.
So pay attention so you don't end up making puff instead of proper waffles. So if you pay attention, then you can get it right the first time instead of having to do it over and over again. So we're measuring the flour. So this is just regular flour that you can get from the market.
Yes.
Okay.
We have our
2 cups. Okay, so 2 cups in here, as you can see, and then what goes in after this?
After this, we are going to measure our baking powder.
Okay, so we're going to measure the baking powder. So the first thing we did was to put 2 spoons of these inside our bowl, and then a little bit of baking powder.
Yeah, the baking powder we are going to measure 4 teaspoons.
4 teaspoons of baking powder, using the small part of the thing. So 4 teaspoons of baking powder in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so when we do get back, we're going to be giving you more information about what else is going to need to go into your flour. So don't worry, we're going to wait for you when we get back after this. Thanks so much, Chef Yabez.
Welcome.
Yes, our second performer this morning is Daniel Benjamin, popularly known as Dan X. Now, he is a singer and rapper born and raised in Lagos. He started his career as a drummer before he got into music officially in 2011. Now, after a long break from the scene, he returned bigger and better with a song titled Ambition. Though he is currently unsigned, his music has gained recognition amongst other talents in the industry. So tell us about Ambition.
I got Ambition is like the name of my real guys that supported my music then. So so we came across this name Ambition.
Ambition.
Yeah.
So you're coming back into the industry.
Yeah.
So what happened during the break?
Yeah, during then I lost my mom, so I give it a break. So now I'm back.
Now you're back and better.
Yeah.
Okay,
strong,
so.
yeah.
Apart from Ambition, what else have you released?
Special something.
Okay.
Bese.
So this year, what are your expectations?
Well, you know, more music videos, more, songs and all.
Okay. So I'm going to let you blow us away with Ambition.
Okay, Ambition, right?
Yes.
All right.
On the bed, every kiss is on the chair, every single love shit I miss. No, I've not been really fair. Every smiling on FaceTime, remind me about you with love. Got me screaming, baby, please, I need you back.
Yeah, he's bringing that whole love feeling in here into the studio. Nice one, Danex. Nice one. We have to move on to our health segment now, though. And with us today, we have Dr. Babajide Lawson. He's an orthopedic surgeon, and I've never met anyone who's nuts about bones like this guy. I don't know. Like, he talks about bones all day. Like, you can have a conversation for 24 hours with Dr. Lawson on just bones. And today we're going to shed more light on bone health with a focus on our kids and especially their legs. Dr. Lawson, welcome back.
Good morning, TJ. Thank you for having me.
All right. So now I would love to. Okay, so there's this, should I call it an old wives' tale, grandma's tale from the village where they say, oh, sometimes, bow legs are caused by, putting a baby on your back and tying the oja too tight, having the baby on your back all day. So there are probably quite a lot of things you hear when you have patients come into your practice. Talk to us a bit about that.
Okay. Let's start from the beginning. So if we're talking about bone health in kids, we'll take the age range from 0 to 18.
Yes.
Now, bone health is very important because it revolves around bone is very important because your bones are important for protection.
Okay.
They provide an anchor for the muscles for you to move around. They're the main storehouse for calcium and some other minerals within the body.
Okay.
And then when those minerals are in short supply, the bones release them so that the body can function. Calcium is especially very important for nerves to function properly.
Okay.
And then if you start to have, so for example, one problem that is very common is having cramps. Sometimes a low level of calcium can cause that.
Oh, you mean leg cramps?
Yes.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yes. So bone health is very important. Now, it's even now more important in kids because how good your bone health is as a child is will determine what goes on as you get older.
Okay.
So take it that what you do in your youth is like you're making deposits in a bone bank.
Okay.
Because by the time you are in your late 20s to early 30s, you're not really depositing bone anymore.
Okay.
So if you're doing the right things as a kid, then it helps out. Now, so that now takes us to the next point, which would now be the issue of how do you ensure that you have good bone health? And that revolves around 3 basic things. One is diet.
Okay.
And taking lots of calcium, vitamin D. Calcium can be gotten from lots dairy food. As Africans, we crunch the chicken and chicken bone and the fish bone.
Okay.
That also helps. Fish too, very rich in vitamin D and calcium. And supplements. So for kids, it's very good to get supplements with calcium supplemented diets and then vitamin D supplements in cod liver oil.
Okay.
So that would help to reinforce what you're already getting. Sunlight, going outside to play in the sun between 11 and 3 also helps.
11 and 3 p.m.
Yes.
Okay.
So in Africa, we have sunlight 365 days of the year. So we have it all the time. So going out. And then the third thing will be physical activity.
Okay.
So things like running, jumping, skipping, all the 10-10 and all those things that are very, very helpful.
Okay.
So all those things help to build the strength of the bone. Now, why I said that is a myth is that the stronger the bone is, as you start to walk and put your weight on it, it's able to bear your weight. Okay. Now, if the bones are weak and the kid starts to walk, the leg starts to give way and may start to bow or K, particularly in the common deformity known as rickets, where there's a problem with calcium getting into the bones.
So it's not that the parents have not been providing enough calcium. It's that the bones are not able to absorb the calcium. Is that what you're saying?
Okay, it's a mix of both. One, vitamin D helps to improve your absorption, utilization of calcium in the body. The other part is that the parents should provide adequate diets. And then, of course, kids can be very picky. So that's where the advantage of having dietary supplements. So multivites and then cod liver oil has very good source of vitamin D. Okay. So once you just supplement that with what the kids generally take and then the physical activity, it's a well-knit package.
So I've talked on a radio show on childcare before where we talked about babies from 6 months old, between 6 months and 9 months, where parents actually place the babies on their feet and hold them on their legs. And I've advised against it because of the fact that in many cases, the children didn't have strong enough bones to bear the weight of their bodies. And it was to also advise, well, to prevent the legs from bowing too early. Okay. What would you say to that? Okay, well,
again, if the bones are strong enough to take your weight, and that's why the child will walk when the child is ready. Okay. That usually is anything between 10 months to 18 months. Okay. So once the child is ready to walk, the bones usually tend to be strong enough to take. So if the diet is adequate, the bones will mineralize properly and will be able to take the weight. So even if you were to carry the child will not be able to support their weight because they don't have the coordination yet.
So it's not advisable to begin.
It doesn't make any...
So the baby walkers, the baby walkers and things like that?
Well, it doesn't really make much of a difference because for the baby walker, there's like a support. Yeah. So it's not really taking the entire weight of the baby. So it doesn't really make much of a difference. Okay. All right.
So now I want to go back to the calcium and the supplements.
Yes.
Now you talked about milk.
Yes.
Right? And a lot of parents choose to do like exclusive breastfeeding. Yes. And it's supposed to be the source for calcium for the baby at that time. Yes. So are you saying add supplements to that?
No.
Okay.
So for the breast milk is sufficient. Okay. So 0 to 6 months. So when you're talking about diet for bones, for bone health, so you break them into 3 categories: 0 to 6 months, 6 months to 5 years, 5 years to 18. Okay. So 0 to 6 months, kids get more than enough from the breast milk. Okay. But by 6 months to 5 years, that's when you start to wean, and then the child starts to try to figure out what they like to eat. Okay. At that point, if you have a child that's very picky, you may not. And then some of the foods that you want them to, that contain the calcium and vitamin, they are not very interesting foods. Okay. You know, milk, veggies, stuff that you really would put pressure on them to get to eat. So it makes sense to supplement. Okay. And then 5 to 18, for so many reasons, going off to school, you're not monitoring as much. Can affect diet.
Dr. Lawson, it's always great having conversations with you on set here at Wake Up Nigeria. If you have any questions for Dr. Lawson, use our hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC, and we will see if we can get those questions from the doc or for the doc and get them answered for you. We have to take a quick break, and Wake Up Nigeria continues after this.
Welcome back. We're at the kitchen with something special this morning: how to make the perfect waffle. Some of you have made waffles that tasted like biscuits, too hard. Some made waffles that are a little bit too watery, so it looked like, you know, fluffy pancake. But Chef Yabe is going to teach you how to make the perfect pancake. Waffle. Yeah. So already what we did earlier on was we took 2 scoops of the flour. We put a little bit of baking powder in there, a little bit of salt, sugar, and some sugar as well. So these are the dry ingredients that we have. Yes. Now on this side, if you look on the camera, we have some liquid milk, which we're going to warm up, and then some butter as well that we've already sort of melted a little bit. So that liquid milk is, we're just going to leave it for maybe like a minute or 2, and then it's going to be one of the things that we're going to do when we start to mix in here. Yes. So this is where all the mix is going to take place. Now, so simple waffles, the ingredients are also very simple, but you have to mix them with the right consistency for you to get the perfect waffle. So we're going to put the ingredients on the screen now for you to look at. So there it is. Very simple, straightforward. Salt. Yeah, I was gonna read that out for you. But anyway, so salt, sugar, eggs, butter, baking powder, a little bit of flavoring. Whatever kind of.
This is our vanilla.
This is vanilla extract. You can have strawberry. You can have
strawberry.
Okay, yeah. So there it is. Very simple. Warm milk as well. So make sure that your milk is warm. So that milk is going in here now. I don't know if you can see it. So if the camera can just get that, we have some warm milk that has gone into, maybe we should call this a mixing bowl, right?
Oh yeah, we have our mixing bowl. Yeah.
So this is our mixing bowl where the warm milk has gone in. And if we can just come away from the ingredients, I'm sure the ingredients are, yeah, so the ingredients are on your screen again, pretty straightforward. I think the people have gotten it. Okay, so anyway, so if I can have the camera here. So this is where we have, this is the mixing bowl and some warm milk in there, just a little bit, not too much.
Not too much.
And so let's
add our melted butter.
So this butter has been melted, just a little bit of butter as well, not too much either. Ooh, so that's milk and butter.
Milk and butter.
A nice consistency. What else do we do?
Let us mix the two together.
Okay.
We add our 2 eggs.
So 2 eggs. Yes. So with this, so the flour
we made. 2 cups with the flour.
So 2 cups of flour.
2 eggs.
And 2 eggs. So
yes.
2 cups of flour goes. So if I had 3 cups, it would be 3 eggs.
Yes.
Okay. So something like that.
Like that.
All right. So so I'm just gonna keep mixing while you're. Your style of breaking eggs is different. So should I mix it faster or just keep it keep going the way I am? So like that. So now the eggs are going in there, and at some point we're gonna have the flour go back in here as well, right? So 2 eggs or 2 cups of flour, 2 eggs.
2 eggs.
So it looks like the difference between this and pancakes. So what's the main difference?
The difference you have here is just the butter.
Just the butter.
Just the butter.
So it looks like but with pancakes you have a little bit of butter, but not too much.
Not too much. Right now we are about to add our vanilla.
Okay, yeah. So the vanilla. So how much vanilla extract should you put in there?
Just 1 teaspoon.
1 teaspoon. There you go. So everything has a nice and yellow feel in there now.
Now. We're about to combine the two together.
Yeah, so at this point we're going to be combining the dry ingredients. So that's the flour with the sugar and baking powder and the salt. And mix it to converge with the wet ingredients. So should I stop or should I keep mixing?
You can continue.
Okay, keep doing that. So there's no point where we add any water to it?
No, you don't need to add any water.
So just the warm milk?
Just warm milk.
And that's all you need?
That's all.
Very nice. So I'm going to be giving my wife a surprise this weekend. When she wakes up in the morning and she sees me in the kitchen mixing stuff, she's like, what? Wow. Dude. Yeah. All right, so anyway, so while this is going on, while we're trying to get this perfect, so while we're trying to mix this in and make it perfect, I'm going to be heading over to the couch where we have some relationship talk. You know, this is Friday, and this Friday is Valentine's Day. We need to make sure that you do things right? All right, so we have some relationship talk going on right now on the couch.
At Waffles, you are doing Benny. Just ensure that thing comes out okay, you know what I mean? All right, so hey, come on. It's Friday, of course, and Valentine is on Friday, and it's all about sharing and showing love. But hey, come on, there has been that age-old discussion or argument, you know, between like guys and ladies. Now we are joined here today by certified life coach and storyteller Aremo Olalikon Uluwatobi, who's driven by his passion for love and relationships. Today, we'll be talking about, like I said, something that would be very, very instructive for you this season. Whose job is it? Whose job description is it to give gifts on Valentine's Day? Okay, so it's great to have you. You're welcome. So to any normal person, you say, okay, hey, it's both ways. But in our mind, I don't know if I should say in our local mindset or African, to Africans, there's always that insinuation that there should be a particular party, that there's the responsibility on that particular person to give gifts. So let's talk about it, Jenna. What are your thoughts about giving gifts on Valentine's Day?
Well, on Valentine's Day, whose responsibility is it to give gifts? Now, we can look at it from different angles. So let's take it first from the general perspective. I think it's safe for me to say that generally, everybody would say it's the guy's job description. But generally speaking, even not just Valentine's Day, because they are saying it's a girl's birthday, she's asking the guy for a gift for herself. It's his birthday, she's asking a gift for herself. Wow. It's Christmas Day, she's asking a gift for herself. It's New Year.
No, you can't give her a gift, give her a Bible. It's Jesus' birthday.
You get, so generally speaking, there's the thought pattern that it's the guy that is supposed to give gifts. And if we look at it really, it's not exactly wrong in itself. In that it's just normal that it's like asking who pays salary in a corporate organization. Is the boss that pays salary. So even though in a relationship it's not a boss subordinate relationship.
Most times it is so.
Well, it's not supposed to be. Okay. So, but the fact that there's somebody that is leading the relationship, and that is the male figure in that relationship. So it's expected that it is the guy that is the one giving the gift. However, it's not supposed to be so.
Okay.
It should be more of a mutual experience.
So you have a case whereby a guy goes out of his way, buys an iPhone X, a Samsung S10 or something, and the lady goes to buy a singlet and a handkerchief. Yes. You know, as if it's Attilo Gudanza or something for the guy. Singlet, handkerchiefs and boxers. You know, then they go for the socks. I don't know why they feel like we need all those kind of things, cufflinks, bow tie, not even food. You know, so there is, and even when the ladies want to give, there's that sort of discrepancy. Like you don't feel like there's kind of an equal kind of thing. You know, what kind of word would you have for issues like that or situations? Like
that? So first, it's important to. Well, this may sound like cliche, but it's about to see beyond the gift to the heart that the gift is being given. Okay, now it can be difficult, but then I think, honestly, that it can be pretty difficult to pick something for a guy. I think so. Because for a guy, what are the general things you want to give a guy for a gift, as gift? Okay, apart from gadgets, you're thinking maybe a suit. I'm not sure a guy will
can buy PS4 now or something.
Well, okay. So there are options, there are many options, but I think that, now this may not be generally speaking, but I think if you look at what is given most times, I think most guys usually want to go out of their way to find something really special for their special someone.
For the spouse.
But for the female, most times the first thing that comes to heart when you are thinking, like you said, phone, is that a phone, a game, a gadget of a sort, or easy way. Singlet, socks, shoes.
So, okay, all right. So generally, what would you give out to couples, intending couples who want to get gifts for people? What's the best way to go about it? What's word can you give out to them for this Valentine? For me, we just have 2 days. So if you've not planned for your gift, it's almost late and all that. What word will you have for them?
Okay, so first, understand the person you want to give a gift to. Okay, you can give someone an iPhone of a sort and the person doesn't exactly appreciate it. The person says thank you, appreciates the thought, but the person doesn't appreciate the gift. When all the person would have wanted is a night out with you under the moon dancing together. Do you get? That in itself is a gift. Okay? So understanding the person you are giving this gift to, would the person prefer an outing or something indoor, Would the person become something in a box?
But with this Okada bar now, acting is more expensive than iPhone now. As the way it's going now. So anybody like me carries you out, appreciates the outing.
Yes, so
this bar now has made the traffic is
exactly.
not...
So really, understanding the person is what is key. If then also understanding, is there a need that person has, that person has not mentioned to you, and you've spotted, meeting that need to be awesome.
Thank you very much. It was great talking to you about that, meeting a need. And so, yeah, it doesn't have to be an iPhone. A night out on the beach under the moon.
It's cool.
Except moon doesn't show. Thank you so much. All right, that's all we can take. The second lap of the show is done. We've got one more lap to go. You don't want to miss all that we have in store for you. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
Hello and welcome back. Now, there are a number of things you'll get if you tune to Wake Up Nigeria.
Yes, indeed. There's music, there's food, and of course, great personalities.
Yeah.
You will find them on the show every single day.
There's Yomi, there's Titi. You know. But the biggest thing you'll find, especially this season, is love. Love is in abundance this season. We prophesy love into your life, dedicated to the season of love right now. We're celebrating with all of you who love love.
Yeah.
What?
And you can, if you can't find love, just, 1 Corinthians 13. That's all you need. That's all the love you need. But we're also going to be playing Cupid on the show by trying to match make two amazing people.
You need to stay tuned throughout this week, and you're going to see it happen live, only on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Titilayo Oyinson.
And mine is Yomi Ope. Get online right now. Stream with us live, tvcentertainment.tv. You can also get online and find out more information about what we're talking about, love.
Yeah.
And we're streaming on Facebook as well.
So those comments, we love them. Please tell me, what do you think about this piece, this red dress?
It's the third red dress this week.
Yeah.
She's really making a statement, really asking for those gifts.
Wow!
I'm just
It's a fashion statement, people.
Okay.
It's all about the fashion, all about the looks, trying to inspire you to figure out what you're going to wear on Friday.
Yeah, well, anyway, something's happening in the kitchen. So earlier on, we were doing some mixing and stuff with Chef Yabez, but we didn't show you how the waffle would look when it's almost done.
Okay.
So
so how does that waffle look, Chef Yabez?
Yes, it's ready.
Okay, so he's gonna make the second batch.
So we'll see what
we just want to show you how to make the second batch, and Tokpa is there with Chef Yabez. There you go.
So wait, once you have this waffle maker, can't they do local waffles like in frying pan or something?
Oh my goodness gracious.
I have one of those machines catching dust in my house. So
oh wow!
I need to activate it.
Exactly. So activate.
Oh dear me, that looks.
That's how it's done. So you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now, on Friday, you can make waffles for your boo on Valentine's Day.
As a surprise, wake up early, make those waffles. It's just that if you're married with kids, it's just going to be harder.
You don't want to spend money.
So, we also have something else coming up, though. We'll wait for those waffles, Chef Yabez.
Yeah.
We'll wait. We have home makeover coming up, and we'll be giving out tips on the best way to transform that space with what you want. Now, there's so many things that go into that. There's color, there's light. Mestura Shitu is in the studio already, standing by. She'll be talking to us about that.
Yeah, and after that, we're going to be doing 180 seconds around the world. This time, we're coming back home to the Obudu Mountain Resort in Cross River State.
I've never been there. Have you been?
No, I haven't. I
need to go there. I really want to. And then we'll be joined by multidisciplinary filmmaker, writer, and video artist, Akinola Ogumade Davies. That should be interesting.
Yeah, interesting. Things are looking very nice. The rest of the show today.
It's going to be good. It's going to be really good. Oh, wow. You know, it's so interesting. What, that Zanku thing, right?
That's not, you see?
Is that the Zanku?
Imagine we do Titi
I don't know.
and Yomi face off.
It's like a karate.
Yeah.
I'm just pity.
If they're paying money, no problem.
Direct loss.
If they're paying money, no problem. But we need
be surprised. I will so surprise you people on this.
I'm shocked.
The surprise.
I will be pleasantly surprised.
Let's pleasantly head
probably
over
a secret Malian.
to the news update, guys. Seriously. Seriously.
Are you guys aware that Naira Marley's Twitter account, has been hacked by a senior Malian who is known as, I think, Frost from France or somewhere?
Oh, yeah?
No.
Oh, boy.
I mean, we Malian community are still here.
Police has confirmed the bomb explosion at the residence of the factional secretary of the All Progressives Congress, Lawrence Oka, in Benin City. The command says it will do all it can to arrest the perpetrators, urging residents of the state to remain calm while operatives unravel their motives. This is the second explosion, along with several alleged attacks on some members and chieftains of the party in Edo State in 3 weeks. Some chieftains of the APC have condemned the act and appealed to security agencies to end incessant attacks on members of the party.
Boom! I used my entire court to come and say, what's going on? They said, it looked like a bomb. So they went around, you have seen for yourself. The lock I had, the one they threw to my bedroom, did not deteriorate. That one was still just hanging. That's what the anti-bomb has come to.
There were gas cylinders nearby. Again, if not for the grace of God, the entire building, the people living here would have passed away. His mother lives here. His children live here. So if they have been killed, we have been talking peace to our people. If the police cannot arrest them, we can arrest them. So they need to be very careful, and this must stop.
The investigation is ongoing. We appeal to people to stop this dastardly act, this act of wickedness to mankind, that anybody caught, the command will not spare.
The Western Nigeria Security Network, codenamed Operation Amotekun, is getting set to be established as Governor Kayode Fayemi has received a draft copy of the proposed bill. After receiving the document in Ado-Ekiti, Governor Fayemi reiterated the outfit is designed to protect natives and residents of the 6 states in the southwest. He further disclosed that governors of those states would assent to the bill simultaneously on Friday.
It is going to talk about ensuring that our highways are free of banditry, of armed robbery, of kidnapping, of all forms of brigandage and criminality in our states.
And the World Health Organization has announced an official name for the infection, and it is COVID-19, being as it was discovered in the year 2019. According to Director General Tedros Ghebreyesus, the agency was careful in finding a name without stigma. Meanwhile, China has reported 108 new deaths, which brings the death toll to 1,018. Health officials say nearly 4,000 infected patients have been successfully cured and discharged from hospital. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas, who appeared before the United Nations Security Council, angrily rejected U.S. President Donald Trump's Middle East peace proposal on Tuesday as a gift to Israel and unacceptable to Palestinians. Waving a copy of a map that the U.S. plan envisions for a two-state solution for Israel and Palestine, Abbas said the states carved out for Palestinians looks like a fragmented Swiss cheese. His appearance came as a draft UN Security Council resolution is being circulated that would condemn an Israeli plan to annex its settlements in the West Bank in what would amount to a rebuke of the Trump plan. The draft text circulated to Council members by Tunisia and Indonesia would face a certain U.S. veto, but nonetheless reflected some members' dim view of the peace plan that Trump rolled out 2 weeks ago with great fanfare. And that's it on the news today on Wake Up Nigeria. Let's bring you the weather.
take the home makeover segment. And who better to have in the studio with us than Mestura Shitu. Now, she's a female furniture maker, a.k.a. Lady Carpenter.
Yeah.
Hey! Now, she is back on the show. We're going to be talking about transforming our spaces. We're looking at colors and mood. Welcome back. Welcome
Thank you,
back.
TITA.
All right. So, being a carpenter, you must have had the opportunity to, or you must have come in contact with so many different types of wood furnishing with your research, and I know you're well-traveled as well. What is it about the color of furniture that really affects your mood?
Thank you, Titi. Good morning, everyone. Okay, so talking about colors, a lot of us don't really know that colors has a lot of effect on us. And when you enter a space, the type of colors you have in there determine the person's personality and also the style of the owner of the house.
Okay.
So we have different type of colors, and it's also we have different effects. Like we're talking about red furniture now. It evokes energy.
Okay.
Yeah, it increases your energy level, and it also pumps a lot of adrenaline. So if you have,
really?
if you have red in a space, like you have so many red, and you're feeling so energized, you're not sure why this is happening, but it's because of the colors in that space.
Okay.
Then if you have, like, say, blue in a space, that's actually like the direct opposite of red.
Oh.
It calms your nerves down, and it's very refreshing. And you have such colors in bedrooms and all that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you could have red in like a family room?
Yes, you can have red in, or maybe your walkway. Yes, you can have it, because red is daring, is bold, you know. So you can have.
So like I'm
such
wearing a lot
spaces.
of red.
Yeah,
this
I could
week.
see that.
And the energy has been on another level.
Yeah,
It has.
that's what it does, and that's why it's also one of the major color for Valentine. It's Valentine's Day. Yeah.
Okay,
That's love in the hair.
Okay, I'm not going to go there with you.
All
I'm not going there
right,
with you.
so stay.
But when it comes to furnishings, I feel like, so I've heard of redwood before.
Yeah.
Right? I've heard of oak. I've heard of, so many different
Mahogany,
types.
yeah.
If, for instance, I was going into an office, what sort of colors would you expect me to have as furniture?
Well, it also depends on the owner of the space. So some clients will want red oak, some will want mahogany, some will want neutral colors.
Okay.
Yeah, so it depends on the owner and the type of mood you also want to create when you enter your space, and what you want people to also see when they come into your space.
Okay.
So you can have blue, you can have blue office, you can have white office, and also some guys prefer all black or all brown, you know. So it all depends on what you're
But what does the all black and all brown tell me about the person that owns that space?
That's masculinity. Like, yes, it's mostly for men. Well, hardly will you see a woman having such spaces, but black denotes like, okay, masculinity. This space is actually for, a male gender.
Okay, okay.
Usually.
What about, if you're moving on from, let's say, bachelorhood in a space into a family space? So if, for instance, you're trying to just transform a space that's already got a base color, what colors would you suggest to move it from a more bachelor-like space to a more family space?
Well, that would depend on also the woman coming in.
The woman?
Yeah.
So it doesn't have anything to do with the guy at this point?
No. Because, as a bachelor, you probably have lots of neutral hues, white, black, neutral. But when a woman is coming in, we have a lot of colors. I mean, we have sort of light. So we bring those brightness into our space. So a woman might prefer, I want a yellow theme.
Okay.
I want orange. I want neutral hues,
Okay.
Some will say they want lilac or purple or lavender. So it all depends on the personality of the new person coming into the space.
Okay, but you can't do a combination? Can you combine them?
You can.
Okay.
You can combine different colors. So we have, depending on the wheel of colors, so we have some colors that are complementing, and we have some that are complementary. So it depends on what you're trying to do. So we have some, we can complement yellow with orange.
Okay.
Yeah, we can complement lilac with gold, Lilac and gold depict luxury, class. So when those two colors come together, they're actually telling anybody that really understands psychology of color, this is classy, this is luxury. Then also you can do a little bit of white ooze or neutral colors also. So it depends.
Okay, so I would love your advice on a children's room theme that is not too color riotish, because a lot of the time you get the cartoon characters that have every single color under the sun. But for, you know, a modest family who wants to just, you know, try something new in a children's space, what colors would you advise they choose?
Well, children, talking about, it depends on their gender. So male, I mean, the boys will prefer blue, different kinds of shades of blue. Then some of them will want black and red.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Some
black and red?
Yes.
Like superhero colors?
Yes, superhero colors. Then the girls, I mean, we love subtle colors. The likes of pink, fuchsia pink, baby pink, lilac, lavender, you know, so it all depends. Some of them love yellow. But you should be careful not to have so many yellow in your space, especially if you have babies.
Okay.
Because research shows that when you have a lot of yellows in a space, the baby tends to cry more, and you're not sure why is this baby crying? I've fed this baby. But they also understand psychology of color. So you need to be very careful when you're trying to create your nursery.
I'm hearing that for the first time.
Yes,
so is it all types of yellow, sunset yellow, pale yellow, just?
Sunset yellow.
Sunset yellow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you need to be, you can introduce just a little bit, but not when you have the whole theme yellow. No.
Okay. No. Okay. All right. So if, for instance, you want a particular space where you know that as soon as you enter that space, you're going to sleep, your bedroom, what colors, I know that this, I've heard this before, that there are some colors that help induce sleep. What colors are those?
Well, there are a lot of colors that you can have in your bedroom, but I will suggest blue.
Okay.
Yeah, but
What
not
type
the
of
dark
blue?
shades
Okay.
of blue, the light shades of blue. Yes, you can also have the teal blue. Yes, you can have that. Yeah, and also you can have white. So some of us love white. Like white, you know, it's just on, you know, on its class, on its own. So you can have white in your space, and you can have blue. But having orange, some warm colors, might not allow you to have that feel that, okay, I want to go into my bedroom and sleep.
Okay.
So you're fighting some energies in the room that you can't really explain.
Wow.
But you need to use the warm colors that will tone every form of energy down in your space.
I'm not sure if it's true. I heard that there's some colors that attract mosquitoes more. Am I just, you know? Is it true?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, I don't
really?
think so.
I heard that there's some colors that attract mosquitoes to your room more. I don't know. I'm going to Google
what
that
colors?
one. Dark colors like black. That there'll be more mosquitoes in your room.
I don't think so.
You don't think
I
so?
don't think so.
Okay,
I
all right.
disagree with
I've
that.
always wanted to ask that question. But we have loads of space for you to ask your questions online. You can do that with our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. It's always great having you in the studio.
Thank you very much
Yes,
for
so
having me.
when it comes to
Welcome to 180 seconds travel. So fasten your seatbelt because it is going to be a fun ride. Obudu Mountain Resort, formerly known as the Obudu Cattle Ranch, is a ranch and resort on the Obudu Plateau in Cross River State, Nigeria. Approximately 110 kilometers east of the town of Ogoja and 65 kilometers from the town of Obudu in Obanliko local government area of Cross River State. Fun knows no end at Obudu Mountain Resort. The resort is always bubbling during the festive periods. The weather during this period is also favorable as the festive period falls within the dry season in Cross River, where Obudu Mountain Resort is located. You can let loose with activities like swimming, horse riding, sightseeing, camping, and hiking. The canopy walkway is a swinging bridge suspended in the air at exactly 70 meters above the forest floor. While on the canopy walkway, you can look for a little lookout spot where you can catch a glimpse of Nigeria's beautiful forest. Being a leading vacation spot in Africa, Obudu Mountain Resort features local African restaurants rich in Calabar staple food. Afang soup, Edikaikong soup, Editon soup, and a whole lot more are available in the ancient city. Is it the taste or the appearance of the Calabar food that draws a large crowd of tourists? Well, you will never find out until you visit the resort. The ranch has in recent times seen an influx of both Nigerian and international tourists because of the development of tourist facilities by Cross River State government, which has turned the ranch into a well-known holiday and tourist resort center in Nigeria. It has a serene climate compared to other regions in Nigeria also. So, if you're looking towards having fun in Nigeria, take that adventure holiday you have been thinking and you won't regret visiting Obudu Mountain Resort. That's it on 180 seconds travel. Keep seeing the world.
All right, welcome back. Now, we've been joined by multidisciplinary filmmaker, scriptwriter, and video artist Akinola Ogumade Davis.
Now, his work is situated between Nigeria and the UK as he identifies as a member of the global diaspora, seated within the margins of being part of both worlds.
He's here, of course, to talk to us about filmmaking, for him, what it entails, and what he means by being a member of the global diaspora.
Yeah. You know, he's a member of the global. That must be a world.
So, you know, exactly, that's what I'm thinking. So, global diaspora, that means you are off this earth, maybe like a moon or something, because Nigerian diaspora is outside Nigeria.
Yeah.
When you say global diaspora, you have to be out of this globe.
Not from here.
So, tell us, what do you mean by being a member of the global diaspora?
I just mean people who are from the continent but live in different countries. So, not just Nigeria, and whether like Cameroonian or Ghanaian, like it's like a global diaspora.
You're worldwide.
Great one. So, where do we start? Multidiscipline, you're a filmmaker. Which of all these talents of yours or things you do, which of them started first for you? How did you progress into being who you are today?
Funnily enough, I wanted to be a journalist. My late father was in media, so I kind of always aspired to do what he did. So yeah, I wanted to be a writer, and then I realized I didn't like getting told what to do. But part of my course, I did a filmmaking elective and just really enjoyed making film. I thought I was going to be an editor. I didn't enjoy that either. And I think my skill set is being able to communicate with people, communicate what we need to do, make people feel encouraged, make them feel valued.
Yeah, the maestro, just conducting the orchestra.
Exactly that, yeah.
So are you more like an actor's director or the technical director?
I'm not sure yet. I think I'm still figuring that out.
Okay.
But like I said, I just wrapped on a short and it was my first time working with actors on like narrative dialogue.
Okay.
And I really enjoyed it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I had a great time, yeah.
Now, how did you feel coming to shoot in Nigeria? I mean, was it your first Nigerian production?
No, I've shot, my brother runs a service company called Fatherland Media. We've shot a few music videos here before.
Oh, okay.
I know you're from Zaria, right?
Yeah.
You grew up in Zaria.
Yeah,
We've shot in Zaria before. I've shot in Enugu before. So I've shot quite a
okay.
few times in Nigeria.
But film, was this your first film experience?
We tried doing a very short film on like my mobile phone a couple of years ago, which didn't really work out. But so this time we came back with bigger cameras, and I didn't hold the camera.
Oh, you didn't hold it?
Yeah.
So what just a little bit on the synopsis and maybe when to expect it and what to watch out for.
Yeah.
Sure. The film's called Lizard. It's going to be about 15 minutes long. So it's a short. It's about a young girl who has an ability to sense danger. And she's traveling through this like mega church and sees a whole bunch of things she's not supposed to see.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Is this fictional or non-fictional?
It's like fiction and non-fiction. Part of it is based on real experiences, and a lot of it is also just kind of made up as well.
Okay.
So, one thing that stands out for you is your hair, man.
It's very obvious.
Life is not fair.
I mean, I wish we could just like zoom in on Mike's
Don't zoom
hair.
in. Oh,
Zoom in on Mike's hair at this point.
So, you know, some people just have this guy. This is real, or is it?
Mike, you know it's real.
No, let people know. We want to let people know.
No, it's all
is
real.
This real.
Yeah, it's all real. You know what's really funny is like maybe a couple years ago, someone in Nigeria thought it was extensions.
Oh, I mean,
So I let my hair down. I was like, I didn't even know people could put like, dread extensions in their hair.
they do.
It's real. It's 9 years old.
How did your dad is late. How did your mom react when this journey started?
She was definitely not a fan.
I can imagine.
Every time she would encourage me to cut my hair or like shape it up at least. She still thinks it looks untidy, but I think I've won her over now.
You have.
I think my commitment to it has won her over.
And you know how Nigerians can be funny people.
But let's feel a bit. Let's feel a bit of
your project.
of the
The Lord
project.
has made,
Yes, done.
you will rejoice and you will be glad in it. Today, the Lord leads my heart to come and pray with you on a very...
Is this Lizard?
No, this is one of my. That was actually one of the first films I made.
Because that was in the UK, right?
That was in the UK, yeah. But everybody in there is pretty much Nigerian or Ghanaian or from
African.
Yeah, African,
Okay,
pretty
basically.
much, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we're talking about your hair care routine. How do you?
We need to know.
What do you do? What do you do? How do you keep it like this? How do you?
You just wash it like once a week. You oil it. You can oil it as well. You wash it with apple cider vinegar to like break down the hair and keep it soft. And then you like wash it with like dread soaps that keep it nice and smelling fresh.
Then I can also see that you have quite a number of tattoos.
Yes, another thing my mom hates.
Can you tell us? Can you maybe just some short stories about each one? Also, the ones you can tell us about.
Maybe. What can I tell you about? Maybe this one. This one's Shongo.
Okay, that's Shongo.
That's Shongo.
Are you Shongo like this now? Is that how Shongo?
Yeah.
I'd like to see this like the Egyptian.
Yeah, that's Tutankhamun.
Yes, King Tut.
That was well done.
Thank you very much.
Painful.
I mean, I guess it depends your pain threshold. I obviously have a high pain threshold, so I'm quite into it.
How many more tattoos are you planning to get?
I've got quite a lot. I've got about 60 or so, 60 small ones or something like that.
Did you say 60?
Yeah, 60.
All over your body.
Where does this
All over
come
my
from?
body,
What
yeah.
inspires the need to have them?
You know what? It's because initially when I had my first few, like the people that do them are close friends of mine, and they're all artists.
Yeah.
And I realized that after a while, a lot of them become like really famous. Yeah. So I realized it's an art form in itself. Nigerians used to get tattooed back in the day as well. Yeah. A lot of our grandparents had tattoos or like scarification, which was specific to tribes and stuff like that.
True.
So for me, it's just another way of like collecting art and documenting my growth, maybe.
Okay. Now, I want to quickly talk about your career as a director.
Sure.
Now, we know how the filmmaking business can be in Nigeria when you don't have adequate funds.
Sure.
So how do you plan to maintain and sustain yourself and promote your project at the same time?
I think half of filmmaking is based on networking.
Okay.
And treating people with a lot of respect and valuing them. I think, how do I plan to sustain it? I think ultimately it's just staying fresh. It's being part of a community of other filmmakers, discussing and actually finding stories that are not only challenging but promote your community as a whole.
Okay.
I think that is a good means of keeping things sustainable, because ultimately the reason I got into film is because I didn't see my community or people like me being reflected, or in the stories the stories we were in were always like pigeonholed as something other. So I thought I think it's part of my responsibility to tell like different broader stories.
Okay.
Wonderful.
So, yes.
Wonderful.
Now you know that we already have breakfast for you.
Yes.
And let's not delay our guests.
These tattoos, they're not sure on my body. Sure.
Please.
You can do it.
Yeah, let's hand you over to the kitchen now.
Start over this
Ladies
way.
first.
No, okay. You go. And then I guess.
Thanks.
Okay, all right.
You're welcome to our...
Hey, thank you.
Hey, this way.
Oh, this is me.
Welcome to the Wake Up Nigeria Cafe.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Hi, how you doing, man?
Chef. I'm trying.
So the chef is just gonna finish with his thing there. Can we have the camera on this? Can we have the? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
He's making this one
Chef
extra
Yabez,
special.
man, extra special.
Let's do
See,
this.
do
You almost don't want to touch it.
So we call this the Valentine's Day special waffles. This is what you do
On that morning.
the morning after.
Just use, this is the breakfast in bed.
Valentine's Day morning after
Mike, just say,
special waffles. Yeah, this is what it is.
Okay.
Chef Yabez, well done. So very simple, but it's a process, and you need to be able to get it right. And you just want to tell us about it before we.
Okay, to make a perfect waffle, you need to have your flour, eggs, baking powder, salt, and sugar.
Pretty simple. It sounds very simple, but you
Oh
know.
man,
effort has been put into it.
Yeah, so we're just gonna serve our guest and let him have a taste.
So you're gonna have a taste.
Okay.
Tell us exactly what you think.
Okay.
You almost don't want to damage it, do you?
Sure, no, I don't want to
Some
damage it.
juice
Chef
to
has
go
done
with that
such
as
a great job. I don't know which way to tackle it, but
Yeah. Anywhere is
just put it
fine.
here.
Ooh. Can you hear that crunch though?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's very crunchy.
demolish the thing.
All right.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Exactly.
Alright.
So that's the
Alright.
flavor. You know,
Beautiful.
yeah, lots of hard work went into that.
All right, so we're all trying to keep calm, but we know that Mike is in the kitchen, so there's a
Mike
danger
has
that we
been-
might not get a waffle if we don't wrap up the show on time. Homely NG, thank you so much for the kitchen accessories.
Mike, you
Big
take that
thank
for
you to all our guests for joining us. Your view is coming up next.
Yes,
Make sure you
indeed.
stick around for that. And well done, Chef.
Yeah, and thank you so much for
job,
coming.
good job,
Thanks
good
for having
job.
me.
See you
All
guys
right.
tomorrow, Thursday, edition of the
See
show.
you. Mwah.
Bye.